Today's guest is a living example of what true consistency can build. He's faced moments and criticism along the way, learned to take opinions with a pinch of salt, and no matter what, he bleeds red and white, Liverpool through and through. But before we get into this, I want to say a huge thank you to Parliament Square Coffee for allowing us to film. But anyway, let's get into this. Consistency. From FIFA videos on an old Samsung in 2014 to where you are now, how have you stayed consistent for so long?
I'd probably say it's just what I've wanted. It's always what I've wanted to do. So it's kind of like, you drive yourself to, make it happen. So, it's you're gonna get some days where you're like not consistent. I think actually most recently for me, I haven't posted in the last couple of weeks. But I'd say to stay like most consistent, you've just got to want to do it. Like even some days as well, it's gonna be hard. You don't want to do it,
Or you've got
you've got to, or you've got to just get up and do it still.
That's just showing the consistency and the being committed to do it.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the only way you're ever going to do it, because no matter how much you love doing what you do, you're not going to want to do it every day because you went to bed too late, or you're not feeling well, or you've got so much other work to do, or priorities of other people. But you've just got to still put that aside and still be like, okay, still got to do this.
And then there's other things as well. So like, I've got mates that I'll go out with and play footy or go to the Liverpool game or go see your girlfriends or spend time with my family. There's loads of other things, so it's fine. Like, okay, I might not have enough energy yet, but I've got to get this bit of work done, or I've got to do this graphic, or I've got to do this, that, the other. Like, I've got to do it. So do it, basically.
So obviously that word we underlined was work ethic, and basically where does the drive come from? Like for you to actually want to do it, so to keep that work ethic and consistency and that drive up, what is the foundations to that?
Well, I'd say it's definitely like it's a goal, and like you can have like milestones, and then like once you hit that milestone, you're like, okay, well now what can I do? Okay, now what can I do? So when I just first started posting it, I was posting for the hobby. I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm enjoying doing this. I need somewhere to post my graphics, so just put them up on Instagram, TikTok, this, that, the other. And then I started getting some following and views. I was like, okay, I'm like, this feeling, this is good, I'm getting people saying they love me work and people asking me, can I make work for them? And started getting a bit of income, and I was like, okay, well, I could definitely see myself doing this in the future. So then, I hit like 5K followers, obviously, big milestone at the time. And then I was like, okay, now let's get to 10K. Went and hit 10K, so I was like, okay, again and again, and to the point where now was actually on 100K, or just over 100K, and I kind of hit like a brick wall. Like I'm still continuing doing the things I'm doing, but not getting that feeling of what I want, which is I've only just realised a couple of months ago. But last year was a bit of a selfish year for me. So I passed my driving test and this, that, the other. So 2026, I am branching out. I'm not just gonna do, just designs or just that. I just, I want to do more. I want to put my face out there more. I want to, come on podcasts. I want to, collab with other content creators. I want to do more now that I've got the following I've got. So I want to take it to the next level again, like I have done in the recent years, and hopefully again hit the next milestone that I've got in mind.
Like that is a huge pressure, and obviously it's hard, isn't it? Because you've got that following that you've grew, which is so hard to grow anyway, and it's all organic. To then try and change a version of yourself and outgrow what you are, it's really difficult, isn't it?
It's been like a struggle for. So when I first hit 100K, it was when I was 18. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is brilliant. Like, I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'm gonna be a massive FIFA content creator. obviously weren't gonna ever gonna happen. Because you've got to do all those of other things. You've got to like stream every day. You've got to,
People forget that.
it's mental. Like there's so many different things that you've got to do and keep up with, and I know like it's I don't know how to word it, but you've got so many people to please, otherwise they'll unfollow you.
Yeah.
As well. So like which then now in my case now after growing what I've grown, if I just start posting, loads of different content that's never been posted before on this account, people who might only follow me for FIFA stuff see this and then they're like, what's this?
Yeah.
What, like, I'm not following you for this, and then they'll unfollow. But then I could get new followers who do want to see this. So
and then some of the followers might want to stay because then you're just showing more of yourself.
Exactly.
Some will go, but then it's taking that tough pill to swallow, and that, like, say that uncomfortable path, for example, to be like, I might lose some initially, like lose followers, lose interaction, but then in the long run, you're gonna reap the reward from it. But it's like, it must be easier for you to do that because obviously you've already got the back and you've done it before. So you started at zero and you've grown to where you are now. So it's you can see it's
and the thing is, so like I was like, okay, I just start a new account then? Because like I said, I'll still be posting like only graphic design and stuff and the FIFA content and this, that, the other. Like that'll always be like the DaveDesiigns. But then, like, because I've been doing this for like 6 years or something like that, like, that is the brand that I've made. It's DaveDesiigns. So, for example, I'll yesterday when I went to the Liverpool game, someone came up to me and was like, DaveDesiigns, and I was like, no way. And I felt like, not embarrassed, but I was like, I started blushing. I was like, oh, this never happens. This. And he's shown me he's been following since his first message to me was November 2020, and I know, and I was like, wow, that's mental in itself as well. So like, there's them people who have been
that's your
following for ages.
core community.
That's who I'm doing it for. So like, they're not going to leave, but others might. But if I start a new account, like you said, I've done it already. I've started from zero. I can hopefully do it again, but with different content. But then what's the name gonna be? Because when I first started it, I called myself Just Dave because I see myself as I'm just Dave. Like
that's you,
so
isn't it?
that's just me. Like I'm not anyone else. I'm just literally Dave. Um, I started it and it was completely fine and it was going well. I was live streaming on TikTok, live streaming on Twitch. It was going great. But then I was doing the day design work as well, and then I started my driving lessons, and then I was doing my apprenticeship, and then seeing my girlfriends, going to Liverpool games, and this, that. There's so much going on, as well as a whole new account starting from scratch where I've got a stream and this. That it was just so, I think, out of depth. But now that I've like I said before, I've had a bit of a selfish year last year.
Which is okay.
I think I really needed it. Isn't it? I think I really needed it to really see, even though I didn't do any of that content, I'm sat here now talking about it, saying I still want to do it. So now that I've, passed my driving test and finished my apprenticeship and this, that, the other, I can now put more time and energy into it. So new content is coming. How I go about it still hasn't been decided.
It's still just experimenting. Well, I do like the idea of how you were talking then. So you're doing this Twitch, you're doing the FIFA, but now you want to branch out. But like, I think that is only right, and people who are going to unfollow you, by all means, do. It doesn't matter. But there is more to you, and obviously, when you started it, your personality was different to who you are now and what you think now. So it's like you've got to grow with time, and it's like anything. Okay, for example, football. A footballer only has a span of a career for what, 15 years, and then they've got to go into the industry as a manager or go into it as a pundit. You grow your skills and you change your preferences, don't you?
Like that,
but you do though, don't you? You do. You're gonna have that core, just Dave. Like you are still gonna be that, or what your name is now, DaveDesiigns. But it'll grow, and
Yeah.
you look at other creators, they're never always one thing, are they? It always grows,
Yeah.
because we're all human. We do change, like passions and loves, and the time changes.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
games are changing. Like,
Oh, like FIFA now is absolutely
Mhm.
gone. I think
Well, it's changed names, for example.
that's changed name. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was FIFA when I started, and
Mhm.
and it's now what EAFC or
Yeah.
FC or whatever, and that's completely different. There's new things in that, and like, but
Mhm.
I've not thought of this at all. What I'm saying now is like literally the first thing I've thought.
Yeah.
But people have still stayed.
Mhm.
So
So
what
that's
so,
it.
so
Yeah.
it'll be the same. Like so, yeah.
And you compare that to anything with anybody's role in a job.
Yeah.
Like, you just roll with the time and roll with like your personality and what you want to do. Because if then you put like objectives on yourself that you can't do that, then it's only going to negatively
Yeah.
affect.
So this is all. This is the first time I've thought of all this. So
Good. Go on then. Let's go right back. What is like the underlying? Where did it all begin? Like, what was there a significant moment that made you want to go into content
Yeah,
creation?
so it was actually like I think it was when I first started, when I like first started, I'd always watch like Matt HD Gamer and Two Sync and I'd always want to be I just always wanted to be a YouTuber and yeah, recorded me opening some packs on FIFA 15, something like that. So I would have been that's 11 I would have been 10
Mhm.
at the time. Posted it to YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't know the login, so I can't get to details. So that's still on there somewhere
That'd be
with my
boss
squeaky
though, wouldn't
voice.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's for other people, yes.
No, but
Me.
even for you to show to just see like the timeline.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it was. Yeah, all my mates play all the time. With my squeaky voice, goes in and all this. But then yeah, so I'd always wanted to be
Mhm.
like that. And then I started having like really difficult family moments, and I was like, I need to, just I need a distraction here.
Mhm.
So I had a laptop, and I was like, okay, well, I'll, do some graphic design
Yeah.
or do this. I'll just try something. So downloaded some fake Photoshop thing, started doing that, and really enjoyed it. Started posting it on Instagram for the first time, and started getting likes and
Mhm.
stuff. And then yeah, people started asking me to make things for them. And then since then, it's just went, and just what kept going and going, and to the point now where I'm working for Footbin, who assigned me to a task in November, to work with PlayStation, which was absolutely like that's
Surreal, isn't it?
it's mental. Like you could go onto your PS, scroll down onto like the tournaments bit on FIFA, and then you'd see my work on it. It was on everyone's PlayStation who has FIFA, and it was like just the best. Like I was like, wow, like that's surreal in itself. And then I've done thumbnails for them, for like Clarence Seedorf
Mhm.
when they interviewed him, and Berbatov and John Barnes and uh, multiple ex-football players and stuff, and it just that's like when I look back, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, like that Dave would have been dreaming about this,
Mhm.
and now I'm doing it. So
It's
it's like,
obtainable.
yeah, it's brilliant.
And it looks more like you could do it again and
Yeah,
again and again.
exactly. Yeah.
But it just does show, doesn't it? You can, if you are, back to where we the first question, if you are consistent, you can achieve.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
there,
it
isn't
is.
it? It's
Yeah,
possible to achieve.
yeah.
That's what I do like about social media though, because you can look back to like people you look up to, first video as well, and it'd be like, "Hey, they shot on like a rubbish quality phone,
Yeah.
and they didn't know how to present themselves, and the quality was rubbish, and what they were saying was rubbish."
Yeah.
And it just shows, doesn't it, that
Yeah, yeah.
wherever you are, it is possible. You've just got to take the jump, make the leap.
Mhm.
Now, another thing is around it, growth. Um, like we said, just under 100K on TikTok, just under 20K on Instagram, worked with such big companies, PlayStation, Footbin,
Mhm.
Liverpool Retail. How has it been? Because people see people would look at that and go, "Ah, come very quick that overnight." But
Yeah.
it's not. It's slow and it's gradual growth.
Yeah.
How hard is it being at times to be content driven, not too consumed by views and followers?
Ooh.
Because it is really
It
difficult.
yeah, it is difficult, and you know, one of like the victims in it in itself. You know,
I
as
think
you
we all
said,
are.
yeah,
It's our ego, isn't it?
yeah, it literally, yeah, it's you know, like you can put so much work into a video and it not get any views or likes or whatever, and then you post some random one and it gets loads.
Yeah.
So like you just it is obviously you know it is meaningful to get the views and the likes and this that the other, but at the same time it is just really random. So like
Yeah.
so like to not get consumed. You're like, okay, well, I've just got 100k on that. How, you know, I need to do it again. I need to do this. I need to obtain it. I need to, you know, keep this following and views and this, that, the other up. Otherwise, like, I'm gonna end up, you know, at the start again. And I don't want that to happen. And then the pressure starts building, and then you just start stressing about content, and then you're not putting in your best performance in the content, and then it's just starts going downhill from there. Uh, so you just need to, yeah, make sure that you know it always will. You'll always stress about you know the views and the
Yeah.
likes, like you always will. But you know, if you don't get the results that you were looking for, you know, just doesn't matter. You just do it again, or do it a different way, or you know, try something completely new.
Definitely. It's like I hate seeing videos of like how I got a million followers or
Yeah.
how I got a million views because that playbook's already been done and written. Like we can't copy it because there's 1,000 people who've watched, at least 1,000 people who've already watched the video
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing.
Mhm.
You've already done it, so it's never gonna work.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I always try and say. There's no playbook, is there?
No, but it's and it is literally so random. Like you know, you're scrolling through TikTok. How many random weird
Yeah,
videos do
like
you
yeah.
literally just
Since isn't
mad
it?
and
You
you're
see
just
so
like
much of it.
what even is that? Like how's that got a million likes? And I'm sat there, you know, working for 3 hours, editing, doing this, that, the other, for you know 2,000 views. Like it doesn't matter, you know, how much work or whatever you put in. Uh, like obviously it does help, you know. If I was to like if I was to
In the
edit
long
such a good video, like I you know it would do well. But you know, someone can record something absolutely stupid for 20 seconds, and then boom, they're now famous. Like it's just
for the 10 minutes.
yeah,
That's what you've got to remember. People
yeah,
say like, ah, they're famous, but then the question you ask later on is, after that moment and the fame and it's died down,
yeah,
do you want to be remembered for that?
yeah,
Is that the fame you want to be remembered
yeah,
for, or even just by people? So like when that person come up to you at the match last night and was like, ah, DaveDesiigns, I've been following you for what 4 years.
yeah,
It's like a good reason to like
yeah,
someone following you where like you could be doing something crazy, like
yeah.
the hot tip, you know, something like an example.
I would
Something
not have
like that.
liked to have been here because, like, the amount of times people have went up to us and like said, "Oh, yeah, you're that girl."
Yeah.
Like,
You get
no,
labelled as that,
yeah,
and it's hard to like grow from there.
yeah,
So yeah, you want to stay far away from stuff like that.
yeah, 100%.
Another thing when we were talking around this topic, you mentioned you sometimes used it as a distraction or an escape. Can we go into this and how it helped you and what was it? A distraction or an escape from?
Yeah, there. So, like distraction from many different things, and like you know, some days you can just have bad days,
Yeah.
or you know, something in your family has happened, or you know, or
Yeah.
your friends, or whatever it is. You know, you could just be having a bad day, and well, when I was younger, loads of bad days. I used to be on antidepressants for like, I think it was like 2 3 months until it was making me worse. So I was like, yeah, I'm sack that. But within that time, I went with my girlfriend at the time, and I was close with my mates, but not close. And they lived miles away. I had no way of getting to them. You know, we weren't old enough to drive or anything. Yes, I was always had to get the bus, and I didn't have a job because I was on antidepressants. You can't work. As the doctors thing said, I couldn't work, whatever. So I just kind of felt isolated, especially in COVID as well. Actually, that was a big part of it because I couldn't go out the
It's
house.
hard, isn't it? You
I
had
couldn't.
one, okay, you were home with parents, whatever.
Mhm.
You had them to speak to, but sometimes it's better to speak to a mate
Yeah,
or
yeah,
just have that connection to take your time off it.
yeah, exactly. But I never really had any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, what I learned from the first, family incidents that I had, when I turned and started to make graphic design, I done it again, and then again, I'd feel better. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not feeling great here. What can I do? How can I go about it? So my distraction that I found was making content. It was making different types of card designs or different types of graphics or doing work for other people, and it did,
Mhm.
help me because like, I was getting support off people, even though it weren't the support I needed. Like like, are you okay, and
Mhm.
all that. It was still like, oh, I love the way you do. Like,
Mhm.
can you now do this post instead? So then I'd do it for them, and then I
Mhm.
keep doing it and keep doing it, and throughout, yeah, COVID and other difficult times, and even now, if I'm having a bad day, or even if, like, it's when I'm hungover or anything, and,
Mhm.
and I'm like, just sat there rotting in bed,
Mhm.
I'm like, No,
Mhm.
no, get up,
At least do
do
something
something.
too, yeah.
Even if you know you're putting 10% of your effort in,
Mhm.
that's 10% more of what you would have been doing.
Yeah.
So just get up and be at least somewhat
Productive,
productive.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say that was definitely a help.
Mhm. If you could go back in hindsight to young Dave, go through them times, what would you say? What advice would you give him now, knowing like what you've learned and how you are as a person now? Because obviously you seem much more like you've got stuff going.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
seem a bit more comfortable in
Mhm.
where you are now, and I'd say you're more confident.
Yeah, I'd say definitely don't be nervous. I'd say that's definitely one of them. Uh, when I first posted my face on all over Instagram and TikTok and that, I was just dead self-conscious. People were like, "No way, this is the person behind this account, blah, blah, blah," and all this, that, the other, and it obviously knocked me confidence. And I was just like, "Oh, okay, well, that's that done."
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I was like, "Good, well, no, I'm not letting people like that get to me." And I had got people around me as well that they knew I was only like, 15, 16 when I first started. Um, so they were like, "Yeah, okay, come on, like, ignore them. Everyone has them when they start, or when it's jealousy. So pick your head up, go, keep doing what you're doing." So I did,
Mm-hmm.
and kept going, and then, yeah, I ended up in a pretty decent place within myself.
Mm-hmm.
So for younger me, I'd say, yeah, don't be nervous, uh, and don't take any crap off anyone.
Mhm. Definitely. It's in the moments when you're younger, you think everyone's word is truth.
Yeah.
And it's so hard until you realise as you get older. And it's not even like saying something back
Mhm.
or being like macho standing up for yourself. It's just like even just brushing it off, like
Yeah.
what if that like
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
who cares? Like
Literally,
yeah,
no one cares.
yeah,
Like there's loads of people who've been walking
mhm,
past here,
yeah.
seeing us do this,
Mhm.
and I don't care.
Yeah,
I literally don't
yeah.
care.
There's nothing to it because
Exactly.
it says more the characteristic of them judging. It
Ex-
says something more about themselves than it
Yeah,
does about
yeah,
us.
yeah, 100%.
That like they're missing in their life to then judge somebody they don't even know.
Exactly.
It is
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like I always think like if you're gonna judge anybody, the first person you should judge is yourself,
yeah,
and then
100%.
I think you will judge people less.
Mhm.
Definitely.
100%.
One thing though, I do really respect, and I think it's so cool the transparency and the confidence for like you when we first met to just open up to that somebody you'd never met before
Mhm.
or just on social media, and then here today where it's going to go out. A lot of people shy away from that and pretend like it didn't happen or don't want to talk about it. Why do you think you're able to be so open about it? And why do you want to be? Because there's obviously a want to,
Yeah,
because you're
and
speaking about it.
it's well, it like you said before, like times are changing, but like it is for everyone else. Like not even just content creators, and like I know so many other people where like parents aren't together, or they've got other family issues, or there's so many different things going on. Um, and yeah, it's like once you like accept it and you can talk about it, it's like it's so much easier to, um, like speaking about all the hard things that have happened in your life. I now speak to me mum and dad. Like now that they're separated, I still speak to them. Obviously, I'm not gonna swerve one of them off.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I live with my mum, and then I go like the footy games with my dad and stuff like that. And me and my dad are like best mates. We always go like on like we went to Tomorrowland, and that was the best thing I've ever done, probably ever. It was brilliant. And yeah, I got to like experience it with my dad, and like I just try and see the good in it, because like if you see the bad sides of it, then that's just gonna get you down. But the good sides of all this happening is that I've gotten a lot closer to my mum, because I live with my mum now. Like my dad's not there. I live with just my mum and my siblings, so I'm closer to all them. And then I'm closer to my dad because when I do see him, it's good things. It's things we both love. Like I said before, the Liverpool games, like some other lands, or or like events,
Yeah.
and like and he's a DJ as well. So like when he's DJ, he got invited to Amsterdam, and he took me to Amsterdam with him to see him DJ there and stuff like that. So to get that side as well. I just think everything happens for a reason, and uh, whatever happens, happens. If you can't change it, then yeah, yeah.
But then I always ask people that, like, why would you change it? Like,
Yeah,
knowing
exactly.
what you've done now and like the experiences you've had with both your mum and dad in different ways, maybe you would, but would you actually change it? Because then you'd lose all them. They might
Exactly.
be better, but you don't know that, do you? So
Yeah, yeah.
how can you judge that?
Exactly. And then as well, like you know, when they did separate and stuff, they both had another child each. And like if that weren't to happen, I wouldn't have, two younger brothers. It wouldn't be a thing. So it's like I said, I just see everything just basically as it is. However, whatever's happened, has happened. Yeah, if I can't change the outcome, then you know, then I've just got to get on with it. And it's definitely a mindset that you've got to be. I didn't just wake up like one day and go, okay, yeah, sounds. I'm not just, I'm just not gonna
It
care
takes
anymore.
time.
Yeah, like I have, gotten better at it, and again, there's still loads of things that will get me down, or stuff like that, or even if I can change it or whatever. But it's definitely just a thing you've got to build within yourself. Go out, talk to people, or trust people that that you're talking to as well. Like I can say my to my mates now, any of them, and tell them something that something's happened, and they'll give me the right advice.
Yeah.
And to be the same for them. You've just got to keep building it up and talking to people, and then you do get to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, I can deal with this. I can, you know, and get to a point where you can then help others with the experiences you've had, which is like going back to the question, is exactly why I'm open about talking about it. And like,
How important have your mates been? Like,
or
have they been a catalyst to?
yeah, so it was actually when I first started. So before all of this, I can't believe I've forgot about this. Actually, I have mentioned it. So as mentioned before, that I recorded a YouTube video when I was 10, and then I jumped straight to like DaveDesiigns like years after that. There was stuff in between. On FIFA like 18, I think it was, me and one of my mates Joe. We were I used to go to his after school for like an hour or two, and we'd do like pack openings and stuff, but we wouldn't tell anyone. It was just me and Joe who knew, and we were called like SBC Centre or something, and like that obviously ended up dying out. because our mates were like getting too close to finding out, and we didn't want anyone to know. And then yeah, after like a year or so, me and Joe again actually went and made another like thing called like KZ something, just some mad name. And then again, after my mates were finding out, so get close to finding out, we were like, okay, no. And then I made this, and then I told Joe, and then we got he was giving me ideas of different things to make and blah blah blah. And then someone else actually did find out and started saying stuff to me. And I remember, I remember it because it did get to me. We were in the footy mugger, and I can't remember like what happened, but I remember what got said. And it was no, go make a FIFA cards, will you? And everyone started laughing, and then I was like, yeah, okay, no, I'm stacking it off. And then I was like, no, I'm not like stopping anymore. I've wanted to do it clearly because this is my third time, and so I'm not stopping it anymore. So again, I carried on, and then we went into COVID, and then that's when. So I actually first started. I was called FIFA 20 Edits. That was me then. And I was like, when I first put my face out, it was there. That's when it was DaveDesiigns, and then that's when it started going on. And then it was only a couple of months ago. I didn't go on a night out. I think it was with my girlfriend or something. And I got a call off Joe, and they were like, "Oh, these two girls have just said they know you." And I was like, "What?" I was like, and he was like, "Yeah, we were talking, and I asked her what does she do?" And she said graphic design. So then I was like, "Yeah, man, it's my mate is as well. My mate's called Dave. He does graphic design. This is his Instagram and all that."
Pushing you.
Yeah, literally like pushing me Instagram, and then she was like, "Yeah, no, I follow him." And like then believe it or not, like, she does follow me because I've helped her with graphics before. Because so yeah, it's a small world,
Small world, but yeah, even just that when you're not there, your mates supporting you and
like
pushing you,
yeah,
and
it's
only
it's a
giving you
great
positive
feeling.
feedback.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said, so you and Joe
Hmm.
making the content and hiding away even from showing your mates. Now, obviously, it's growing to what you want to do to hopefully career. And but if you never stepped over that, and there's probably so many that don't step over
Yeah.
that hurdle, they never end up doing it. But there's so much potential.
Oh yeah.
So like,
100%.
what you could say it to yourself, or like, what would you say to people who like in like a school environment still now to just carry on pushing through it and like want to actually just do it anyway, even if it's not cool in the moment,
Yeah.
or it's not the dumb thing, it's
Mhm.
different.
Yeah, that's what I literally I'd say. You know, take the risk still. Like like everyone has had to do that jump at some point in content creation. And everyone who has had them people say stuff. It's always going to happen.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like even if they are your mates, your mates will take the mick, but then you know they will also. That's the start. They just see it as like embarrassing, like, haha, look at
Yeah.
you, you're doing this, blah blah blah. They don't mean it. But when you do start posting content and you're doing this and you have people, you know, like not like getting affected by it, but like like enjoying the content that you're doing and enjoying the posts and everything else that you're doing. That's what you're doing it for. You're doing it for the people who do enjoy it. You're gonna get haters from the outsides or whatever, even if it is your mates or whatever it is. You're always gonna get the haters. So ignore them and do the content for the people who like your content. That's what I would say.
Definitely. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Good standpoint.
Yeah.
Not much to go on here. Let's go into, we mentioned it briefly, but your upbringing. So
Mhm.
you said when you was describing it, you said it was different. So your mum and dad were both 19 and 20, if I'm right,
Yeah.
when you were born. What was it like having young parents, and how's
Yeah.
it been now?
Oh,
Leading up to now.
so I think so. I obviously don't really remember much when I was from when I was young.
Mhm.
But like I'm nearly 22 now, and I could not imagine a kid at all. If I had a kid now, I'd be like,
You'd be
I'd be like, what's going
saying
on here?
that.
I'd be like, what? I can't do this.
Yeah.
So for me, dad and mum to be 19 and 20, but 18 and 19 when
Yeah.
my mum was pregnant, and then 19 and 20 when they had me. But it was like fair play to them. Do you know what I mean?
They're still
But like
navigating life, aren't they?
exactly like I'm still navigating it now, and I'm not putting a timestamp on it, but I'm given at least another 4 years or so before I even have a more of a clue on what I want. Never mind,
Having
19
another
to 20, and
priority, yeah.
yeah, so it's like, and it's not just like it's like a small responsibility. It's a whole human being. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you got to give massive like respect to them, but like it was different because it would have been because they're young, they're trying to figure out things. Um, I don't even know what they like. Show me mum worked in Burger King or something like that. So I'm guessing at the time, that money weren't the best and stuff. But now, like going back to the points before, uh, it's brilliant now. Like I said, that I wouldn't know what to do with a child now. I wouldn't, but I would love to have I'd love to have the relationship I have with my mum and dad when I'm 40.
Yeah.
Like even if they are like obviously a lot younger, nearly
Yeah.
22. When I'm like 41, 42, I'd love to have the relationship I've got with my kids that I do have with them.
Yeah. Or
It's
even
just
trying to make it even better.
yeah.
Nothing against them. It's
No,
just
yeah,
like
100%, yeah.
like go to the game,
yeah,
them watching Liverpool, other moments,
yeah,
experiences.
yeah, and like there's been loads of like loads of stuff that like we've done like as a family before they split and then after they split. But as well like holidays and all that stuff. It's gotten better now that I'm an adult and and like the age gap isn't far because you know I don't know what I'm trying to say, yeah, but like they're not like old. Do you know what I mean? So
They're
like,
relatable, yeah, they're still there, yeah.
they still go.
Do you feel like they have a more of an understanding?
Oh
Like
yeah,
you as well, and what you're going through, and
yeah, 100%. I think like I said, I went to Tomorrowland with my dad and stuff, and
which you wouldn't normally do, would you?
exactly
Because you would have already done it
exactly.
while you were a baby or
Yeah,
before you were born. So they are vital moments.
yeah, and it's good that I get to experience these. And even winning the Premier League last year, I was there with my dad and my little brother, and like them moments, like me and my dad were doing shots and that, and then giving me little brother, his first sip of beer and stuff, and then just them moments, like just together.
And the last
It's
forever,
just,
yeah.
yeah, it's
special,
brilliant,
isn't it?
yeah.
How was so obviously with them being young as well? How has it been with the content creation? Because obviously, I think I would say that it's only been a job or like someone could aspire to for what maybe the last 15, 20 years. So with your parents being younger, do you think they've been more? It's been better because they've been a bit more open to the idea of it and supportive.
Yeah, they definitely, I'd say,
I know
have
you can't compare it, but like,
yeah, yeah.
it's helped.
I think it's definitely, yeah, I think it's definitely helps. I think they do have a good understanding of it. Um, Especially me dad's like, because me dad's like I said before, he's a DJ, so like he needs like content of his stuff, and like he needs posts like graphics to go out on his socials to say I'm at this party or that. So like he's doing his marketing and content and this that the other, so he has an understanding. It's obviously just a completely different genre to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But and my mum as well. Like I live with my mum, so I can just sit down and explain. Okay, yeah, I'm recording the video now. I'm doing it for this person, or I'm doing it on this topic. Like, do you think I should do it in this way or this way? And talk to her about it as well. So I think they do definitely have a a good understanding of it. Like, whether it's like helped me more, I wouldn't. I don't think it's helped me more, but I think it's they haven't helped me more, but they've made me have a better understanding of myself.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Make it easier.
yeah, because I'm not just doing this content for 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for a whole genre of
Mhm.
whoever plays FIFA,
Yeah.
whether that is,
Well, that is young, old, yeah.
yeah,
All
exactly.
different
It's
ages,
all
yeah.
different ages. So
Mhm.
it's good to see like that side of like, okay, well, do you think I should do it this way? Like,
And they'll
do you
tell you
think?
honestly as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, oh yeah, trust me, yeah, I've went through that, yeah.
A huge part of your career, but also a footprint of your life, Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah.
I know you follow them home and away, supporting them through the highs and lows, but going deeper than just football, what has been the biggest part of how big has the journey been? Like, how big has it been a big part?
Yeah, so going back to it was when my mum and dad, like
Mhm.
when my mum and dad's first split, that was like the first thing I think my dad wanted like to make happen. He was
Mhm.
like, okay, well,
Yeah.
if he's moving out the house, I'm making sure
Mhm.
that we have something. So yeah, they started taking me to games in the 2017, 2018 season when we first signed Salah. And oh my god, what a season to start it that was. Like that's just absolutely mental. I got to the Man City game in the Champions League where we won 3-0. That was just wow. And then the Roma semi final, where we won like 5-1 in the first leg. That was again on a 5-3, I think it ends up actually. But either way, it was like again
Yeah.
really like moments. And then yeah, going just throughout the seasons, it was like, okay, yeah, well, if you want to come to this game, you can pay for your first ever ticket. So then, yeah. And now that I'm nearly 22, I'm paying adult prices on my own. Literally, I've got a membership. Um, but yeah, I actually took him to I took him to the game yesterday. Because I got invited by LFC Retail in the Carlsberg Lounge. So I was like, okay, well, I know exactly who to bring here. Like, I've got an opportunity to take anyone if I'm taking my dad to Liverpool game. So and then yeah, we had fun. There was some games in there. We had a few drinks and watched the draw, like the FA Cup draw, and then obviously we won 4-1. And then yeah, it was just brilliant day out at the end.
It's just it's the memories and this lasts with you forever, like.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that is like another way of an escaping, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Like going to
100%.
match or even just playing footy. Like,
Yeah.
it might not even be something big, just something little on your mind
Yeah.
that just takes it off for you for that hour or that 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool of playing.
And like, it's not even just like the game. It's the like the pub before it and the food and the talks that you have. You're like, oh yeah,
It's the build up.
yeah. Like I remember saying yesterday as me and my dad were walking up to the ground, we're like, oh, I reckon following this it's going to be the next appointment of the league. And he was like, nah, and I was like, no, trust me, like that. But then conversations, in let's say 2 years time, I could turn around and go, I told you.
Flashback to that,
and then because it's a memory you've made now, and it's so there's loads of all them memories that and then again going back to last season winning the league, again it was the most amazing thing that I think it was either that or the Barcelona 4-0. That was the best game. But my dad actually went there for that. He was gutted. He was on holiday. Yeah,
Oh,
he was, probably the worst game ever to miss. Excuse me. I messaged him before the game because we were 3-0 down on the leg, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, we're not gonna, we're not gonna do this. And he says, I know. But if we do, it'll be the best game you'd ever go to, and it was the best game I ever went to.
Oh no, it was an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
I love that you said as well this quote, and I just have to read it out. Linking to what it was. Even if they win or lose, it's a good escape from everything going on.
Oh yeah, 100. Like we've just literally went on the worst run of form Liverpool have ever been on in like 150 years or whatever it was. Yeah, I still went to the games with my dad. I still had a laugh. Yeah, obviously the results were like, oh well, that's poo. But oh well, it doesn't matter.
People forget the build up, don't they? People forget everything around it. So like, you've probably made connection. You say hello to people like it's time.
I say like years and years ago, like when my dad first used to take me, There was loads of people there, that he knew.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm like, I'm going the game and they're still there. I'm like, oh, was it like, you shut up, Evan? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm 22 now, and he's like, yeah, cool. Do you want a drink? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
all them. And then you're just talking about, other things that are going on in life. Like, you know, yesterday I was like, oh yeah, I'm going on the podcast tomorrow and this and the blah, blah, blah. And then, it's, even if it's not about the game, it doesn't matter about the results really. Like obviously I'd love for us to win
Of
every game
course,
possible. But that's one of the reasons why I go is to watch the game. But it's one of the reasons. That's not the reason.
yeah.
So yeah, yes, I stand by that 100%.
I want to shift the conversation to mental health, but from the perspective of content creation and social media. I'd like to split it into two areas. So we'll go personal, so like personal stuff that a content creator and get your views on it, and then more of a wider circle stuff you can't control that others bring into you from the wider circle. So we'll begin with personal. So personally, how hard can it be at times to put time, effort, overall hours into your content and feel like you've deserved so much feedback but not get the how do you detach, shall we say, from the results? We spoke about it a little bit before, but how is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, so I'd say, yeah, like going back to before, I think the results, again, like, if you put all your hard work and effort in and all that, and then you get no results, it is heartbreaking. You've just worked so hard for nothing. I understand that is, you know, hard to take on the chin, even now for me still. I put so much effort in, don't get the results, I'm like, okay, well, why? But then
You question why you do it, though.
yeah, yes, you're like, why am I, like, why am I doing this if I'm just getting no results? But then you see the like still like you see the same people who have liked it, and then
Yeah.
you might get a message saying really enjoyed that post,
Yeah.
and they're the people who you do it for. So whether it's
And for yourself as well.
yeah, and like that, it starts off as a hobby for me. I don't see it as a job. No,
No.
I just do it when I want, when I can. Do you know what I mean? Like if I can make a video or I can make a post, I'll make the video or post. Because it's what I want to do. It's not because I have to. Or
You're not trying. So here's another one. Then do you not try and put timelines and deadlines on yourself as
so
much anymore?
I'd say no.
You've
I
got
don't do like
experimental
yeah,
in
yeah,
the moment.
yeah. I'd say I don't put like timelines on anything. Like I wanted to record a video on Saturday, and I messaged the people who I wanted to be in it. It was the content creators control my day. But some of them didn't get back with the challenges that I wanted them to set me or anything like that. So like I'm not gonna, I sent them a message on the Friday saying, can you send the video, blah blah blah. And I had that I was going to do the video on Saturday, like I was going to do it, but I never got the videos back in time. So but I went like upset and then I'll just do it another time. Like I've got what I need now. I can just do it whenever I can. So if I wanted to go over and do it now, I could do the last part of it now or whatever. So it's uh, it's not like consuming. Yeah, it's not like oh, I need to do this now. Now I've got everything, and you start panicking and stressing. I just do it when I can do it because that's just what it's just what I want to do. It's just I don't let it affect me in any way. I just if I want to do it, I will.
True. Another one. Comparison culture. What's your opinion on this? It's huge.
It's that's a massive one. Like it's the thing is it's so unrealistic. That's the thing. Yeah, you have like your competitors and all this that you have to kind of compare to. You're like, okay, what are they posting? How can I do that but
We're
better?
getting ideas.
Yeah, but like actually comparing, being like, okay, well, what my video was better than his. Why isn't it doing better? And then you start stressing about that, and then you start doing more content, but worse. Like you're like, okay, well maybe I need to post more, but then you're not putting as much time and effort in. You're just getting a video out and stuff like that. Comparing yourself, I think, to someone else, I think could possibly be the worst thing you could do with content creation, maybe because there's so many like you're your own person. You know, yeah, there's different niches. You know, I'm doing like FIFA, and I'll use Tom Logan for example. He's a musician, but he's also he does like funny videos and skits and stuff. And like, if I was to do that, I'd get no views because I can't do that.
You know him.
Yeah, I'm me because of what I do. And same with Tom. Tom would not be able to, do what I do because that's not what he does. He does, music and skits. So I think that's definitely like one way to look at it completely. And even if I compared myself to other people who've done FIFA stuff, like let's say again, fucking who I work for, they've got an app. So I can't compare myself to someone who's got an app. Like, what can I do about that? So there's loads of different factors and loads of different things that you can't help. And I think comparing yourself to someone, whether that is, content wise or, how frequently they post or even like, on the complete flip side of it, for, looks and that as well. I think that's really massive. You see all these, young people looking up and all these like models who Photoshop bits and bobs on them. And yeah, I think that they looking up to something completely fake and
Unattainable.
it's just you can't. Yeah, you just can't do it. And I think that as well.
Well, there's so much it's fakeness, isn't it?
It's
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like it makes it worse for young people or people at the beginning because then it's like it makes it look so distant to where you want to be and where you want to go, and it looks unobtainable to actually do it.
Yeah.
And then another thing, going back to like being like, say you were copying someone, like you said Tom or someone, it's you'll lose your identity by doing that.
Yeah.
So like your identity is why you have that core community or why you started in the first place.
Yeah.
Actually losing that, it's only going to negatively affect you.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at it that way.
Yeah. There's just you're your own person, you're your own personality, you're your own niche. People are following you for you and not other people. So just stay you. That's my message.
Now, why the circle? Online criticism comes everyone's way. But how would you say you deal with it and not letting it shake you?
I mean, obviously, it definitely does get to people. Even if someone was to say something to me now, like I'd laugh it off, or whatever. But of course, might go to bed thinking about it, being like, "Oh, okay, why has he said that, or how, like, what is the reason behind it? It's jealousy. Genuinely, it's jealousy. Uh, People see someone being like successful or being happy, and there is so many negative people out there. Honestly, I reckon it's 50-50. There's 50% positive, 50% negative people. And, and there's so many out there who just see someone happy or doing what they love or
doing what they want to do.
Doing what they what they want to do, and they're like, okay, well, no, I want hate, and that's such a bad way to think, and the fact that it is so many people like that out there is just absolutely mental to me, and I think that's how I look at it. I think, okay, well, they're either saying this because they're jealous because they want what I want, or they see me happy and they're not happy, or you know, so like I'll just brush it off. And obviously, it's easier said than done, especially for people starting, just recently starting content. And so yeah, I'd say that the best you can do is try to ignore it. And if you can ignore it, obviously that's great. But if not, well, what I found to do was found a distraction, which is doing what I love doing, and that was graphics. And then I just kept on doing. I was getting hated on because of the graphics, but that was my distraction from the hate. So it was just this full cycle of just doing what I want.
I think it gives you that motivation to actually do more.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I remember getting told years ago, oh, like, yeah, like you won't hit this amount of followers, and like as like just a hate comment, and I was like, so what about? And then I was like, okay, well, obviously at the time I didn't actually think, okay, yeah, I can hit this target, but I was like, but I want to now. Like I want to prove people wrong. I want to show people that if I can do it, anyone can do it. Literally anyone can. Like, you know, it's the only thing that it's been really for me is because I want it. I'm driven. I want to get it. You know, all the other slight problems that I've had, all this, that, the other, they're just they've just been little side things. They come and go. But I've made sure that I'm getting this, and that's all I've done. I think. Like, I want the next, like I said, going back to before. There's a whole new thing that I want to try out and do now, and yeah, I've got to start it again and just see where.
But it's that
see where
excitement
it's-
to actually do it.
yeah.
And you're in a better place than you were last time.
Yeah,
That's how you start off.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, because obviously when I started last time, no one knew me face, no one knew my personality, no one knew what I could do. Now people have seen that just FIFA side. Why can't they see that in the rest of everything else that I do? Even like Liverpool, I could do Liverpool game vlogs. I could do uh, off the top of my head, I'm doing that other video. But there's, I could even do like, get a load of the lads in. We all just record on our phones. We do like a hide and seek or something. Like,
There's so much
or
possibility, isn't
mini
there?
golf
Yeah.
or whatever. There's so many different things where we all show our personalities, and I think as well in Liverpool, the way Scousers are, and it doesn't even have to be like a Scouser, just raised in Liverpool. I think everyone is a community anyway, and I think everyone would be like laughing me up for it anyway. So
Yeah.
there's just there's so many different possibilities. Like I actually thought of an idea of getting Tom, Sam, and a few other lads, and doing like impractical scousers. So like there's like 3, 4 of us stood there, AirPods in for the other person, and like going to JD and then like just do whatever, or, whatever. And I think just because being a scouser, I think that'd be even funnier than the original. Maybe
And
it's
it's
delusional,
just
but
being you though, isn't it?
yeah,
That's what it is.
literally, yeah.
And like that's the one thing I try and like shout to the hills. It is just like if you are gonna do it, but just be you.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
It'll make it so much easier.
It's going back to the comparison thing. Don't record a video being like, okay, I need to be like that person, or I need to be like this. No, you need to be you.
Yeah.
Because that person's already happened. They've got to follow him because they're following for him. They're not got to follow you because of him. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to, you do have to, be yourself.
Overall, on around the topic of mental health and social media, do you think social media amplifies mental health struggles or just reveals what was already there?
I think it definitely amplifies it. I think, like, again, going back to before, I think the comparison with, many different things that you can compare yourself to, whether that's looks, content, blah, blah, blah. I think that can definitely put you in a bad mental state. But I think as well of, the views and the likes and, the ego that some people get, there's so many different things that people can, you know, feel and affect, feel affectful. And, there's so many different, what am I trying to say? Yeah. There is a lot of things that social media could do to you. In my opinion anyway, even like, you know, someone who doesn't do content or, doesn't compare themselves, but they could be just lying in bed for, 10 minutes scrolling. Next minute it's like 3, 4 hours and they're still scrolling. And like what that can do for your brain. I'm one of them people who could sit there probably for about 2 hours and just
we all
scroll.
can,
Yeah, yeah.
We all have that
It's,
guilty pleasure to do so.
that's bad. And I know it's bad sometimes, but
But we still do it.
I just still do it anyway because it's just like a comfort thing,
It is
just
a
like
comfort blanket.
yeah,
It's
it definitely
it's
is.
easy. It's just
Yeah,
like,
I'm not sat there just watching one video, I'm watching it's new thing, new thing, new thing. it's bad. But I think I don't mind sometimes anyway. But it does distract me. I think if I do need if I am doing some work and then I pick up my phone for like 2 minutes, like okay, I need a minute from my work, so I start scrolling. The next minute I've been on for like 20 minutes. I'm like,
It's crazy, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, what? But
It's so hard.
yeah, but I do think it definitely does, amplify, the even if it was already there, I do think it makes it worse. I'd say,
It makes it more apparent, doesn't it?
yeah, I think so.
It shows up in
Yeah,
whatever way it is, even if it's like a trait you have, or like you said, like it takes you off task, which
yeah,
it's just trying to keep on task.
yeah, yeah,
And then that's a trait in itself to
yeah,
actually be consistent or have the break, but then jump back on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the dedication to just jump back on and do it. So it's getting that balance.
Yeah, yeah.
like
I do not have that balance. That's all. I definitely need some balance. 100%.
I think we're all like that.
Yeah.
When we were speaking, I asked you for a contact as well,
Mhm.
and you gave me your dad's number,
Mhm.
David.
Yeah.
I basically asked him what his opinion of you is and
Oh.
how he saw you through the eyes.
Oh,
I'm just going to read out what he says and then get your opinion.
this best that'd be
Okay.
nice because I've gave him his flowers, so he was like in earlier.
Okay, here we go. I'm very proud of him, how he's become a good young man and doing the things right with good morals. He has goals he wants to achieve, and I'm happy to say he's my son. Me and him have a very good relationship, which is more like best mates. We have been on stag do's together, party holidays, and night outs, many occasions. He is everything anyone would want in a son. Very loving, fun, and got his head screwed on.
That is, thank you very much, Dad. I appreciate it. Oh, that's really nice. That.
What's it like to hear that though? Because
Yeah, it is. It is nice to hear. Like, obviously, I know it. Like, I know that
yeah,
he sees that in me. But like you know, I didn't know he was going to say. I didn't even know what the question was.
yeah,
So for him to think, okay, I need an answer here, and then give that
Active
answer,
answer,
like
yeah.
that is really.
It says more about you as a person.
Yeah, I guess.
I like to put it. Do you know why I like to do it, and I like to put it at this point is I like to put it at this point of the episode because then what all you've been talking about,
Yeah,
it shows up to what someone's just
yeah,
said. So
yeah,
you're not just talking rubbish.
yeah, yeah,
That's you and that's your characteristic.
yeah,
And then the other thing, one of my past guests said, sometimes you don't hear stuff like that until like a passing or a few.
yeah. That's true.
So
Yeah.
it's like, why not get people to hear that?
Yeah, yeah, that is really. I'll give him a message after this. That's really nice. That.
Oh well, I have a closing tradition on the podcast, and it's called the walkway. And the question is, if somebody wore the day in your shoes, what's one lesson they've learned?
One lesson you'd learned. I would say you would learn that I am actually so they're walking in my shoes. I'm trying to get the picture here. So walking in my shoes. So they're doing everything that I do.
Yeah, if somebody was you for the day, felt your emotions, felt your struggles, felt your happy moments, felt everything.
Oh, that's such a tough question.
You can sit with it.
I would say
What would be learned?
I'd say that they would learn that. I always say it, that everything happens for a reason. I think that is a really like way
Yeah.
to think. A really good way to think. I always say it. I think something bad happens. Okay, look, that was meant to happen. Now what do you do? Or something good happens. Something really good happens. And you're like, okay, yeah, that was meant to happen. That I'd say that I'd say everything's meant to happen. Let me rephrase that. They would learn that. Oh my god! They would learn in my shoes. They would learn that everything happens for a reason, and whatever. Again, yeah, I just say that whatever happens, happens. You can't control it. You just gotta get on with it. Yeah, yeah. You just gotta get on with it.
Yeah.
Enjoy what you can, and yeah, they would learn just to
head on.
Just go.
Well, a quote I live by, it's on your laptop, it's everywhere. Hopefully, want to get tattooed into it, and I'll leave it to you. Is all you can control in life is how you respond to life.
That is really deep, actually. Wow. Yeah, that is true, though. That
Yeah.
is, it really is, yeah.
The only controllables is how you actually respond.
Yeah.
And when I read it, I was like, same reaction as you.
Yeah.
But it totally made sense because
Yeah.
that is all you can control.
Mhm.
Whatever gets thrown at you, it is how
It's how you respond to it. It's,
you reflect off it.
yeah.
So,
And basically, yeah, just that is probably the best way to put when I've just tried stuttering, when I'm stuttering over. I'm sat there saying, yeah. I'm sat there saying, whatever happens, happens, and you can't control it. It's that quote is exactly what you learn.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for the transparency and being honest about everything, and just showing anybody, even me, that it's all about the journey.
Oh, yeah.
And it's long, but you can get anywhere.
Yeah,
And
100%.
even though you're still on the journey yourself, I really look up to people and think like, oh, they're doing good, so that live in an area close to me, so it's possible for whatever I'm doing. So yeah, thank you. I've enjoyed it.
It's okay, me too.
Thank you.